Bedtime Stories with Grandpa. The Lazy Girl. Once upon a time, there was a woman who had two 18-year-old daughters. One was kind and hard-working, her sweet smile lighting every corner and her hands gentle with each task. The other preferred to linger and pout, a tiny scowl dancing across her brow. But the mother favored her own daughter most, her heart gently tilted in that direction. Meanwhile, the kind stepdaughter carried most of the household tasks, her cheerful heart shining even when the load felt heavy. People called her Cinderella because she was always dusty and covered in ashes. Every day, poor Cinderella sat on a low wooden bench beside the village fountain, where crystal water splashed softly into a shallow basin, spinning wool until her fingers were tired and sore. One day, her spindle slipped from her tired hand and plopped into the fountain's clear water, bobbing just beyond her reach. She ran home in tears and told her stepmother what had happened. But her stepmother merely sighed, a crease forming between her brows. "If it slipped from your fingers," she said in a firm, cool voice, "then you'll have to fetch it back, my dear." Cinderella, feeling sad and worried, went back to the fountain. She didn't know what to do. Her heart beat fast. Then, gathering all her courage, she reached into the cool water to scoop up her spindle. But the water began to shimmer like liquid glass, and in the blink of an eye, everything changed. When she opened her eyes, she was lying in a sunlit meadow. The grass was soft, the sky was bright blue, and colorful flowers danced in the breeze. Birds chirped sweetly in the trees, and the air smelled like honey and spring. She wandered through the meadow and came upon a big stone oven filled with warm, crusty loaves of bread. The bread called out, "Oh, pull me out, or I'll burn. I've been baked long enough." Cinderella quickly grabbed the wooden paddle nearby and carefully took out each loaf, placing them in a basket where steam rose in gentle puffs, smelling like fresh-baked dreams. She walked on and came to a heavy apple tree, its branches drooping with shiny red apples. The tree cried, shake me, my apples are ready." So she shook the tree, and the apples tumbled down like a shower of red stars. She laughed and gathered them into neat little piles before moving on. At last, she came to a tiny house. An old woman with a wrinkly face and a friendly smile peeked out. Cinderella felt a little nervous at first, but the woman called kindly, "Don't be afraid, dear child. Stay with me. If you help me with the housework, everything will go well for you. Just make sure to fluff my bed each morning so the feathers fly. When they do, it snows in the world above. That's why people in Hesse say, 'Mother Holle is shaking her bed.' I am Mother Holle." The old woman's voice was warm, and Cinderella felt safe. She nodded and agreed to stay and help. Every day, she worked hard and fluffed Mother Holle's bed until feathers floated through the air like snowflakes. In return, she lived happily, eating delicious meals and hearing only kind words. Time passed, and though everything was lovely, Cinderella began to feel sad. At first, She didn't know why. Then she realized it was homesickness. Even though life here was like a dream, she missed her family. Finally, she said, I feel so lonely for home. Even though it's wonderful here, I need to go back. Mother Holle smiled. I like that you want to return. Because you've been so faithful and good, I will take you there myself. She took Cinderella's hand and led her to a giant golden gate. The gate opened wide, and just as Cinderella stepped through, a shower of glittering gold poured down from above. The gold clung to her hair, her dress, her shoes. She sparkled like a sunbeam. This is your reward for being so hardworking, said Mother Holle. She gave her the lost spindle too. Then the gate closed behind her, and Cinderella found herself back in the world, not far from her mother's house. As she stepped away, the rooster perched on the fountain's rim flapped his wings and crowed, Cock-a-doodle-doo, our golden girl is back, it's true. Cinderella went inside, and because she was covered in gold from head to toe, her mother and stepsister welcomed her with wide eyes and amazed smiles. The golden girl told her family everything that had happened. When the mother heard how she had become so fortunate, she wanted the same good luck for her own daughter, the lazy, grumpy one. So the lazy girl had to sit by the fountain and pretend to spin. But she didn't want to work. So she simply tossed her spindle into the fountain's water with a splash, not even trying to save it. Then she carefully leaned forward, closed her eyes, and suddenly everything changed. If you're enjoying this story, give it a like and subscribe for more magical tales. Just like before, she landed in the sunny meadow full of flowers. She followed the same path until she reached the oven. The loaves of bread inside cried out again, "Oh, pull us out! We'll burn! We're already baked!" But the lazy girl wrinkled her nose and said, "Ugh, I'd get dirty doing that," and walked away without helping. Soon she came to the apple tree, heavy with ripe fruit. The tree called, shake me, all my apples are ready." She just huffed, "No way, one might fall on my head," and kept walking. At last, she arrived at Mother Holle's house. She immediately offered to work for her, thinking only about the gold reward. On the first day, she forced herself to work and followed Mother Holle's instructions. She really wanted that reward, but by the second day, she was already getting lazy again. And on the third day, she didn't even bother to get out of bed. She didn't make Mother Holle's bed, and she certainly didn't shake it to make the feathers fly. Mother Holle soon grew tired of her laziness. She said kindly but firmly, "Your time here is over." The girl didn't mind. She smiled, thinking, "Now I'll get my gold." Mother Holle led her to the great gate. As the girl stepped through, a soft cloud of dull gray dust drifted down and settled over her dress, dimming every sparkle. This is a little reminder that hard work brings its own bright color, Mother Holle said gently as the gate closed behind her. The lazy girl walked home, brushing the harmless dust from her sleeves as she went. When the rooster perched on the fountain's rim spotted her, he flapped his wings and called, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, hard work brings light to you. And so, dear listener, that's the story of a lazy girl. It shows us that being kind, helpful, and hardworking brings good things in the end, like warm meals, gentle friends, and even golden surprises. But if we're lazy and only think of rewards, we might end up with nothing. So, always try your best, even when no one is watching. You never know who's paying attention or what magic might be waiting just around the corner.